What's up, everybody? My name is Russ, and I'm down here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I just want to talk to you really quickly about a mistake that I made and a lesson that God taught me through that mistake. I've only been doing this for almost, coming up on 2 years, and of course I thought, I know everything that there is to know about youth ministry because I read 2 books. And one thing that I swore that I would never do is play the numbers game. How many people are coming to my stuff, and are they having fun? Are they laughing? And I knew that wasn't what God measured this ministry with. But in the back of my mind, of course, we have this nagging feeling like, well, how many kids really are coming? Do they really like me? And am I really effective? And what I realize is that I spent a lot of my time worrying about how many kids are here, who's here, are they the good kids, are they the bad kids, are they the kids that I like, are they the kids that I don't like? Well, they're the kids that I don't like, well then I'm just going to smile and say, how's your week? And oh, I really care. But the reality is I'm just kind of moving by and I'm not making that connection. That moment where God reaches down and uses me or uses a volunteer to connect to a student and tell that student, you know what, I care. At the dip in our attendance, we had a Eucharistic Congress here in Raleigh, and I only took 8 students with me, and that's by far the smallest thing I think we've ever done. And at the end of the weekend, it turned out to be the most powerful retreat that I had ever been on with my students. And the Lord took a moment and He said, you know what, Russ? This is about me working through you. And when you do the numbers thing, that's all about you. And I realized that He wanted to use me even in those small things. And that actually the small things were where He really got stuff done. Because that's where I could devote my entire attention to just a few kids. And I've been reading a book called 12 Christian Habits That'll Drive You Crazy. And the author talks about how Christianity is the only religion that says that God reaches down. Reaches down. Most religions are people seeking up. But this is God reaching down to the point where He becomes one of us. And what I realized is that relational ministry is of course, it's playing games, it's having fun, it's laughing, it's smiling, but so much more than that. It is genuine care, love, and concern to the point that I would forsake my own glory, my own desire to be liked, my own desire to be thought of as successful, with tons of kids. But instead, it was relational ministry, incarnational ministry, God reaching down His ministry, where I stop and I say, you matter. You kid right here in front of me. And if I could quote someone who I think is just doing fantastic work, Josh Griffin said that youth ministry really matters when it's there when someone is needed. Youth ministry is wins. Youth ministry is victorious when you're there when it counts. And it's hard to be there. It's hard to be there when we're so caught up in the trying to get kids to come or worrying about who's coming and not taking the time to say, like, what does this kid need? And so I just want to challenge you in the way that God has challenged me to stop worrying about how many kids are coming to my stuff and start worrying about what do these kids need. So that's all I got for you. I hope you have an awesome week. I'm praying for your ministry, and I pray that God would bless you in the midst of that ministry.